Welcome to the Philippines. I'm Dan.
And I'm Leanne, and we recently quit our jobs in order to travel full-time, and we are currently in Manila.
We have never been to the Philippines before, and today we're going to go and explore Manila and see what it has to offer, because what is this place like?
I'm super excited.
Now the first thing to do on our list is in order to go onto the MRT system and see what that is like. And we're going to take the train more down towards the coastal areas of Manila, because there's things there that we want to explore. Cross.
I honestly didn't expect there to be such tall buildings here. Like, I feel like I'm back in Dubai.
How cool is that thing?
What they do call it? A Jeepney.
A Jeepney. That is so cool.
So they look like these Jeeps that have been stretched, and then in the back they had these benches. So I'm really looking forward to going on one.
Apparently these Jeepneys are local taxis over here in Manila. And there's a company that has actually converted the Jeeps from World War II that America brought in and decided to use them as taxis. And what a brilliant idea. It gives the city such a unique feel. But they are loud. Here's the MRT station. Let's just say this day has started already, and it is hot.
Yeah.
Hi.
Thank you.
How do we put money on? Money? So apparently this is a free ride. This is confusing. That's where we need to go.
So we have made it on the train.
Hey guys! There's actually surprisingly a lot of people greeting us, but the train station was absolutely free, which was cool, so that's one way to save costs.
Apparently you just couldn't talk on the train, which I didn't know, so a police marshal told me to keep quiet. Oops.
You gotta insert the ticket here, I think.
It's so confusing.
We keep holding queues behind us because we have no idea what to do. Sometimes you tap it, now they just took our card, so we don't have a card again.
But this is the fun part of learning a new city. So I am super impressed with the train station here. It is super clean and very efficient.
We're now heading on the LRT station.
To United Nations. So we got 2 tickets, which were 20 pesos each.
So we're heading right now to a place that is very significant here in Manila City called Intramuros. This is the place where the Spanish invaded in the late 1500s and was the compound close to the port in order to defend any enemies that were busy entering Philippines. These streets are so busy.
Yes.
It looks like pedestrian crossings are not actually pedestrian crossings.
It's actually scary.
Here in Manila, you take your chance when you go, so you have to look everywhere.
Bicycle, Lamborghini.
Alright, so we've got a little guy on the side which is going to take us on a tour around here.
I've never been on a bus called tuk-tuk before.
I haven't, look at this thing, he's literally cycling
So
on
my
the side.
name is Rico.
His name is
For
Rico.
giving me a job today. ¿Cómo está?
¿Cómo está? So you can hear there's a lot of Spanish in the language as well, but this is so cool, exploring the city
By the way,
here
where you from?
in little cart.
We're from South Africa.
Guys, we go down, we can go inside.
Okay,
Oh, we're
well,
right here.
that was right here. Wow, how cool is this? This looks like I am in some ancient medieval world.
This is so cool.
Wow, I have never seen something like this in my life before.
Wow, there's so much history here.
And it's called the Baluarte de San Diego, which was a fort and is the oldest fort here, or was the oldest fort in the Philippines.
So this fort was built in the late 1500s by the Spanish, and it was used to look over the port in order to ensure that there were no enemies attacking. But unfortunately, this fort was destroyed by an earthquake in the 1800s, and that is why you see what is left of it and the hole in the ground. But it's so awesome to be here in present day and just see all the history.
This is all that's left of the fort after the earthquake. It's actually quite sad to think that after the amount of wars that have happened here in Philippines, that the thing that destroys this fort is an earthquake. And around this fort, they've built a golf course.
How cool is it? We like standing on the fort walls.
This is ridiculously cool.
Thank you.
quite cool exploring the city this way.
It is, hey?
This wall surrounds the entire...
Yes, 6-kilometer wall. How to build that? It was like a forced labor without salary to protect the palace, the churches, the school, because the center of Spanish government.
When was the wall built?
1571.
This place is just absolutely beautiful.
Like even just looking at these walls and all the blocks that were used to build them, wow. I think it took over about 100 years to build this whole Intramuros.
Intramuros.
Intramuros, it's such a word to say.
But all the buildings around here and the streets, it's so different. It gives you just a completely different feel and atmosphere.
So this is Fort San Diego, which is one of the main forts here. But how cool, it even looks like it has a moat around it. What I really want to see here are the dungeons though, so we're gonna go and look for that.
Well, it looks like we found the dungeons. You can see here's ground level and you've got to go down towards the dungeon. Wow, look how small this hole is. Wow, this is a small hole. Oh my gosh.
So apparently the dungeon was first used to hold weapons underground, and then later on it was converted into a prison.
So this dungeon is within the American barricades that was here during the World War, and apparently they could hold up to 450 people in this small space.
Now this is a very small space for 450 people. That's so sad. Imagine how horrible life must have been here.
This is the first time we are ever experiencing history of World War II. It's crazy. But not only was this place used for World War II, it was also used during the Battle of Manila and for many other wars in which the Americans were involved here in the Philippines. Wow. It felt very like weird in there to think of all the happenings and the suffering that was inside those dungeons. Cool taxi. So we stopped now at the St. Agustin Church, which is the one we wanted to see the most, but I'm excited for this one because this is a really old church. Wow. This church survived as it was a Red Cross hospital during the Battle of Manila, but it was built by the Spanish when they entered in the late 1500s. So it's literally 500 years old, and the only thing to survive all of it, except for the walls that have been destroyed, but this is a full structure.
The founder of Manila, Adelantado Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, 1571 when discovered Manila, and 1572 he died due to heart attack. So the body buried inside.
Buried inside,
yeah. Buried inside.
Wow.
Unfortunately, we're not able to enter the church as apparently it's only open in the afternoons, but that would have been so great to have gone inside. How cool is this place? I almost feel like I've been sucked into Europe.
Feels like we're literally no longer in Manila. Welcome to Spain.
Look at these windows. They have been made out of shell.
Taxi, taxi. Into the green Lamborghini.
So, sir, now open. You want to see inside?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Ah, thank you.
Oh my gosh, the church is open.
I thought we had missed it and I was pretty bleak, but now we can go inside. I'm super excited to
This is
see
exciting. I
inside.
really wanted to see inside it. We personally have never seen inside an old church, so I'm sure.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Wow.
This is so beautiful. There's so much detail.
Wow. This church is literally almost 500 years old. It is huge inside.
I'm actually lost for words. This is so stunning.
Look at the chandeliers, how tall they are.
And all the painting on the roof, I'm sure someone must have hand painted that. Oh my goodness, have you seen the floor here? It looks like there are plaques in order to remember people who have passed. So what's really cool about this church, obviously other than the history, is that it's still active today and masses happen here every single day.
I did not think that coming to the Philippines, you'd be going into a church like that.
No, not at all.
Especially one that's 500 years old.
I'm super happy we got to see inside.
Yeah, we got lucky.
So we're now just going to look for a Jeepney in order to go to BGC, which is the financial center here in Manila. And we've been recommended to go here by some of the locals.
How much?
9 pesos only.
9 peso only. Hello, hello. So we're going on a jeepney.
Oh, sorry.
This is so cool.
Yeah. There's actually so much space in here. It's crazy. I didn't think there was that amount of space. Hello. But it's so colourful. Look at the roof. So I guess they're waiting until the taxi's full
Before it goes.
before it goes.
They've really packed this one. Oh, you need to pay now.
We need to pay now. So we had to pay before they leave. But it's actually pretty cheap. Only 9 peso per person.
It's a new way of getting around. That's what's cool about coming to new countries, right?
Yeah. The only thing missing is an aircon, but luckily it's
okay.
not far. Can't really see out. The roof's not high enough. We just got off a jeepney to go to BGC City.
Hey, Daddy.
But they've just chucked us off the jeepney because they say this is a stop, but we know we're near BGC City.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea where to go.
Thank you. Wow.
They really pack these things.
Okay, so we've got in another jeepney and he says it's going in the right direction. We can only hope so. Trying to do the system is not easy when you can't speak the language. I have no idea what's happening.
I'm just going with the flow.
There's just so much happening in one go.
This is a way of operating that I'm definitely not used to.
Alright, so I think we're almost here. We walk that way, hey? Okay. Oh, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. So these two guys helped us in order to get here because that jeepney trip was a little bit confusing.
So very thank you, Andrew and Juan. We really appreciate your help.
Well,
You would never say this is Manila.
walking these streets, I'm completely shocked. It is beautiful.
Like honestly, no one tells you about this part of the Philippines. I honestly feel like I've been transported back to Dubai.
This is not the Philippines that I've researched or I know about. We heard about this place through friends, and I am so glad that we are here.
Wow.
This is beautiful.
I feel like we're standing there to watch the fountain show by the Burj
Khalifa, I mean, this literally feels like Dubai. It is the Dubai of the Philippines. It is crazy beautiful. I'm actually shocked. Like literally. Take a look behind me.
I honestly cannot get over how beautiful this is, and we've seen like polar opposites of the city today, and I'm blown away.
Wow, I did not think that our day here in Manila was going to end up in a place like this.
Neither did I. I mean, we didn't do research around Manila or what to do here because we didn't want our first impressions to be influenced by other platforms. So I'm really, really taken back by this city.
Yeah, it gave us so many shocks, especially the jeepneys. That was like crazy experience, and we learned so much about Manila and the history of it. It was absolutely incredible.
So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the rest of our Philippines adventure.
Cannot wait.
So over here they have locks where people are like writing their name on, and then they're locking it on the bridge. That's pretty cool.